Bugün hem Türkiye'den hem Bosna'dan misafirlerimiz var, izleyicilerimiz var. O yüzden bizim dilimiz, konuşma dilimiz İngilizce olacak ama çeviri seçeneğinden Türkçe çeviri imkanımız olacak. Today we have attendance from both Bosnia and from Turkey. Our webinar will be in English, but for the participants who would like to have Turkish translations, can choose the translation, Korean translation, as there is no Turkish translation available. Our dear interpreters will do it in Korean. Tekrar çeviri seçeneğini hatırlatmak için Zoom ekranının alt menüsünde en sağda yer alan bir dünya ikonu var. Türkçe duymak için Korece'yi seçebilirsiniz. Türkçe Zoom dil menüsünde olmadığı için Korece üzerinden yaptık. Sima gene chatten de hatırlatmaları yapıyor. Program başlamadan dile geçerseniz şey olur, iyi olur. So we are waiting for our participants, both from Turkey and from Bosnia. So the panel will be in English. But I'm warning the Turkish participants about the translations options. So I may repeat it a little bit once everyone is here. Then I'll start with our webinar. So just one other minute and then we'll start. Tekrar herkese hoş geldiniz. Webinarımız İngilizce olacak ama Türkçe çeviri seçeneğimiz de var. Zoom ekranında alt menüde yer alan, en sağda yer alan dünya ikonu çıkıyor. Bu ikonu tıklayarak Türkçe duymak için Korece'yi seçebilirsiniz. Türkçe Zoom dil menüsünde olmadığı için Korece'yi biz Korece kanalından yayın yapıyoruz. Bu hatırlatmayı birkaç kere yaptım. Herkes geldiğinde duyduğuna emin olsun diye. Mikrofon ve görüntüleri evet otomatik kapattık. Bu bir panel olacağı için sorularınızı ve görüşlerinizi chat üzerinden bildirebilirsiniz veya Q&A yazan kutudan soru cevaplarınızı yazabilirsiniz. Toplantımızın son 15 dakikasında sizin sorularınıza ve yorumlarınıza yer vereceğiz. We will have 45 minutes for panelists. And then afterwards, we'll have your questions on the floor. Please write your questions and comments on the chat box or on the Q&A section below the Zoom. Yeah, you can see the Zoom. O zaman başlayalım. Herkes yavaş yavaş geldikçe katılacaktır bize. Hoş geldiniz. Türkiye Sosyal Girişimcilik Ağı'nın ikinci uluslararası webinarına. Bugün bizim çok değerli program ortağımız olan Mozaik Vakfı direktörü bizlerle, Vesna bizlerle ve Tamara ve Lidya da çok kıymetli sosyal girişimciler olarak bizlere kendi deneyimlerinden bahsedecekler. Tekrar hatırlatmak gerekirse biz bu sizin sesleriniz ve görüntüleriniz kapalı. Görüşlerinizi chat üzerinden bildirebilirsiniz. Sorularınızı Q&A yazan kutudan yazabilirsiniz. Şimdi kısa bir quizimiz olacak. Sima onları bize gösterecek. So now I switch to English. Before we start, we would like to have your answers on a few questions. The questions are both English and Turkish. Please select what fits to you. And we would like to see who are here, from what sectors, and what are they expecting from this panel. So this is a one question panel, and we are half there. Most of us are working at an NGO, I believe. And we have social entrepreneurs and also private sector officials. And we have some other people. Please, can you write down on the chat what other professions are you coming, so that we can understand what other sectors are here. So we are expecting for the questionnaire to end. Yeah, I think we can end the questionnaire. Yes. Yes. I cannot see the poll results, but I think you can. Yeah, most of us are from NGOs, and social entrepreneurs are here, and private and public sector participants are here, and we have some other sectors as well. So I would like to start with Vesna. Thank you for coming, Vesna. And we are very happy to collaborate on this Turkish Social Entrepreneurship Network. We are trying to build an ecosystem in Turkey that includes all regions of Turkey, and also all different parties who are working in order to develop this ecosystem. So your experience at Mozaik and in your region is so valuable, and we would like to ask you firstly what Mozaik is and what your role at Mozaik is.
First, I would like to thank you for this great opportunity, and to say that we are grateful for this partnership and everything what we are learning throughout this process. When we are saying something about what Mozaik is, third or fourth point, it's always that we are someone that works together, big group of Turkish organizations, foundations, and universities who wants to build an ecosystem and wants to learn from us. And then, in fact, we are learning in that process together. So I'm Vesna Bajšanski-Agić. I'm the executive director of Mozaik Foundation. And Mozaik Foundation, it's I would rather say, small private foundation working in Bosnia and Herzegovina. We exist for already 18 years, so it's quite a long time ago. But since 2016, we are trying intensively to build and to support an ecosystem for social entrepreneurship in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I think 2 years ago, we were approached by a first Koç Foundation and then Koç University to see if we could build a partnership where, in fact, we can learn from each other, even with knowing that context in Turkey and context in Bosnia and Herzegovina differs a lot, but still there are so many things that social entrepreneurs, regardless if they want to develop their social enterprise in Bosnia or in Turkey, might need, and that we can learn within this collaboration. So now we are at the point that we have an online community, Lonac. It's in our language. I will not speak a lot here about this, but there is similar community that Turkish ecosystem get almost a year ago. And I really hope that once we will be able to share even more and to connect social entrepreneurs, not only through webinars, but also to connect them with exchange of their knowledge through those two platforms. I also want to greet and to thank all participants. There is over 40 of us here at the platform, and I'm surprised because everything with COVID is now decreasing and people are back to new normal, and they are not, so everyone is fed up with webinars. So thank you for giving this 1 hour on another online event. I hope that you will find it useful. At the beginning, we have prepared a short PowerPoint presentation, and I think it will be easier for you to follow what we want to share, because people usually say that what Mozaik is doing, it's quite complex. So, sorry. Just a second. Here, share screen. Okay, I hope that you see my screen now. If
yes.
not, write me, okay.
No, yes, we can see it.
Okay. So, as I said, Mozaik is foundation, and as many other foundations, we were giving grants to different non-formal groups, trying to empower them to do good things in their own communities. And we were doing this for something like 14 years. And then we have realized that working in Bosnia and Herzegovina has so many challenges that we need to do it 120 years more in order to make significant change. So giving small grants to small groups to do something good in their own activities was not good enough to address all challenges that we are facing. And those challenges are that we are a country with the highest number of youth unemployment in Europe. We are second from the bottom country on ease of doing business in Europe. We are, I think, second or third. It changed from one year to another. Or again, from the bottom, on perception of corruption, we are fighting with Kosovo and Moldova almost every year, who will be the winner from the bottom part. And one of the really important one is that we are the least entrepreneurial country in Europe. What does it mean? It means that when you have a person in Bosnia and you ask them to become an entrepreneur, this is not preferable choice. This is not how people see their future. And in the science, it says that we are not ready to take risks. We are not ready to try again. And we are not ready to take failure as a learning experience, but rather we are taking failure or something that it's done and it's over. So in 2016, when we realized that giving quite huge number of grants to young people will not really change this country, we were sitting and wanted to develop something that we call our 10-year strategy. In our 10-year strategy, we said that we will identify, empower, and invest into young social entrepreneurs who will create good economy. And although it sounds easy, the entire process of designing the strategy took us over 2.5 years. Now we are quite clear with this what we want to achieve, and we are somewhere on the middle of implementation of our strategy, and we are more or less happy with the results. The first ladder is in fact to identify young social entrepreneurs. And we are a country of something like 3.6 million, and our young people are leaving the country, but also some of them leave the country because they don't have other opportunity here. And we would like to say that we are not here to prevent young people from leaving the country, because if someone wants to go and live in Germany, this is of course okay. But if some young people wants to stay in a country, we are here to give him or her opportunities, meaningful opportunities to stay here. We have developed a mechanism to identify those young people who would like to stay and do something good. And knowing that over 90%, 96% of young people are online in our country, we have used technology and we built online platform where in fact young people identify themselves. They come when they have a need, they come and they get support in exactly this, what they need at that moment. This identification is going through our online community, and currently we have over 33,000 of registered members that came and took some of the opportunities that are available there. And every month we have over 100,000 people who are visiting our online community, looking for resources they need when they want either to be activists or social entrepreneurs. The next letter is in fact to empower them. First, we wanted to make sure that, okay, we will have a call, we will invite them to apply for funds, they will apply for funds, and we will create a social entrepreneurs. When Tamara will share her story, you will hear in fact that in Bosnia it doesn't really go this way, because many young people are not confident that they are social entrepreneurs. They don't see themselves as entrepreneurs. Many families in Bosnia and Herzegovina, many parents would advise their kids to go and work in the public sector rather than to work in any other sector that it's available. So we decided that the second stage, instead of just inviting them to become a social entrepreneurs, the second stage will be giving them grants. So donations that they don't have to give back, and donations grants where they don't have to register anything, but they can take some money and mobilize additional money in their own communities and do something good. While they are doing this, we are closely monitoring what's going on, and then we are inviting some of them, or those of them that we identify that have potential to become social entrepreneurs, to join us in the next letter, and this is investment. Here, we are running this through Youth Bank program, and you will have chance to hear more about Youth Bank program on the next webinar, next Thursday. For now, I will just say that we have a fund of around 4 million, 2 million euros, pardon, 4 million is in our money, 2 million euros that we have to give for grants for young people to do social innovation actions in their own communities. Every year we support between 400 and 500 small grants. And those are thousands of volunteers who are doing things in 43 municipalities, 49 now where we are active. Finally is investment stage, when we identify those that can become and want to become social entrepreneurs. They enter in our startup studio. That is another program. There we have fund of 1.4 million euros, where we are giving investment to young people that want to address social issues on economically sustainable way. Up to now, we have invested, we have active 82 businesses, 62 of them are active. Our survival rate is 88% after 1 year. Tamara and Lidija here are two of our social entrepreneurs that in fact passed through the program, and we would love to hear their story. However, this is not where our mission and our impact statement ends. Working in Bosnia and working in this difficult environment, in fact, make us that even if we will create 500 businesses, what is our objective to 2026? We will invest in 500 businesses. This will still not change the country. This is still not enough to make this country a better country. So instead of only investing in the businesses, we want to promote Lidija and Tamara and all other social entrepreneurs as role models. And in fact, this is the ultimate goal of our strategy. And with Tamara, who is with us since 2015, or she registered her business in 2016, this is already happening because we have more and more applications from her part of the country. And also we have more and more people who see that, in fact, something that looks like really simple and easy idea, it's a great business that make living for yourself and can make your community better. So Lidija and Tamara are on their path to become role models, and we want to have 500 of them that will make sure for all those young people that want to stay in Bosnia and Herzegovina, we want to give them opportunity to stay here, do something good, and be proud citizens and the contributors in this country, and being proud on themselves. So this is like general overview on fact what Mozaik is doing.
Thank you, Vesna. So I see that you have identified a very important problem in Bosnia, which is the youth employment and also creating a good business. And then you built up a system around it and to tackle this problem from various angles. And I have another question that we also try to do in Turkey. How do you build this ecosystem? What was your strategy and your approach?
First, when we started to speak about ecosystem, people didn't understand what we are talking about. Talking about ecosystem here was more about, you know, does it has to do something with ecology? Do you still see my screen?
Yes. No, I see you right now.
Okay, let me share my screen again. And now?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. And for us, it was the easiest to try to explain what is going on in this analogy of a broken ladder. Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I know that similar situation is in Turkey, have a lot of different opportunities. And there are many opportunities for young people that are available. However, young people don't know about them. They are not put on the same place. They are not well coordinated among each other. And in fact, if you are a young girl living in a rural area of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and you want, like Tamara is, she lives in Zvornik, what is small city in the eastern part of our country. And even if she wants to become a social entrepreneur, there is no way that she can find the right path to do so. One morning she wakes up and she thinks, this is a great idea and I want to do this. And then she starts to look for what are the opportunities. And when we wanted to put all these opportunities on one place, we realized that broken ladder is how ecosystem looks right now. There is a lot of things at the level of information sharing, like you can participate in round tables to define what social entrepreneurship is. You can discuss and participate on conferences where you can meet with other social entrepreneurs. There are many things that are happening at this lower level, and it's growing now because European Union with their funds are supporting this discussion about social entrepreneurship without really investing into creation and support to new and existing social enterprises. And then, okay, if you are really an entrepreneur, you will probably claim those few ladders. Then the next level of ladders comes, and these are different pitching exhibitions. Programs where you can come and through different curriculum, learn how to develop your business plan. And it has really different approaches, different curriculums. Some are better, some are worse, some work, some don't work very much. However, many of them don't finish with an investment. So if you are an entrepreneur and you build your business plan, nobody is guaranteeing and nobody is really supporting you to have a first investment that is usually really risky. So this is this first gap that we see here. So I know my idea, I maybe even tested it on a market, I proved it on a market, and now I need 20,000 to register it and to operate in first year. There is almost no one present at this level. However, there are some funds and some entrepreneurs are smart enough and good acrobats to pass through this ladder and get this first investment. Then there is again a big gap, and this is that you can quite easily find an investment of 1 million euros. There are so many big investors, impact investors, venture philanthropists, who would be really happy to support development and scaling your business at a global level. But there is no support for a social entrepreneurs to scale, to develop their business model, to make their sales repetitive and scalable so that they are ready for regional or global market. And when we realize that this is what is going on, we have decided that Mozaik will be those two big ladders, this a backbone of an ecosystem, trying to make this photo looks like this. Instead of pushing ourselves to be present at every level, what is completely impossible. It's impossible that one organization, no matter how big and wise they are, can fill all those gaps. We started to build a meaningful partnerships with everyone who could provide support for this girl. And instead of discussing about joint projects and joint applications to EU funds, how usually partnership in our sector begins, we started to speak. Here is this online-offline community. We invested into this and we are offering this online-offline community to every single one of you. Come and put your bar. And don't worry about the rest. You come and you put your bar. And your bar is just you are giving an investment. Or your bar is just I'm giving a mentorship for someone to develop a business plan. Or your bar is providing sales services to a business. Put your bar on this ladder and Mozaik will be in charge of bringing right now 33,000 of young people to this ladder and making sure that they can recognize you and if your support is the right one for them at that moment of their development. I'm not sure, Shachil, if all of this is clear, and I would be really happy to respond at the end after Lidija and Tamara to the questions. But in fact, building an ecosystem, what we needed to do is to build this framework. And you are already doing this with building your online community, creating one place, one shop stop for any social entrepreneur to come, but also working on different opportunities that will be available on that platform. And that path, it's not so easy because usually other service providers are wondering why we are doing this. Why we would invest heavily into something and then give it for free to many other partners if we didn't develop this project together. But if we have this girl in mind and what she needs, and if we measure our success by making her a role model, this is the only way to go. Building collective impact and meaningful partnership with every different service provider will find his or her own path.
Thank you, Vesna. Yeah, I really like the ladder analogy, and it tells a lot about how you have built your ecosystem, and it's a great inspiration for us who are trying to build and strengthen the ecosystem in Turkey. And now I would like to give the floor to you so that you can ask questions to Lidija and Tamara, and I'm eager to learn about their experiences. And there are questions that are directing to you, so we'll be asking those questions to you at the end of.
Thank you. I think it's better that we give the floor to ladies, and we will have enough time also for Q&A. I would like first to ask Tamara, because she's the first one that joined our program. And in fact, Tamara is a great example of this, how we identify, empower, and then invest, to share a bit about her personal story, about her business, and tell us where is she now. Tamara, the floor is yours.
Thank you. First, I would like to say thank you, Vesna, for this opportunity to tell our story. Thank you for being proud of us and for inviting us to give this introduction speech. My name is Tamara Jović. I'm founder and director of Social Business Superwoman, Superžena. This business provides cleaning services. Today we employ women over 40 without education and without work experience. My parents had to take 2 bank loans for my education. In addition to that, my mom had to earn extra money by cleaning apartments and stairways on buildings to ensure basic needs for me and my sister. I graduated from law school 5 years ago, and however, I could not find a job for a long time, so we were struggling even after that, after my school. I tried to find answer what I was doing wrong, what I need to do to succeed, and I joined for non-government organization and became a volunteer. And in 6 months, I worked so many hours that any large employee doesn't work out in a year. People began to notice me, and I get a call for an internship and opportunity to upgrade my education. After internship, I started looking for a job. I knocked at many directors' doors every day asking them for a job. During this difficult period, I saw Mozaik Youth Bank call to all young people in Bosnia who want to do something social useful for their community. I invite a couple of my friends to join me and decide to apply with the Children Days project, through which we wanted to include children with disability in social activities. More than 500 children participate in this project. We was very proud of us. During the project implementation, people from Mozaik Foundation were following our work and offered us the opportunity to start our social businesses. Besides on the results and achieves, Mozaik believed I can do something for me, and that I can to start a business. And that is great and challenge opportunity for me. I admit I was terrified. Sometimes I'm still terrified and looking scary. It felt risk. My head was about to explode. I did not know what to do, which business I want to start. I was thinking how I'm not an entrepreneur. I don't know how to do it, thinking that is not for me. First time I reject Foundation Mozaik. Second time I reject Foundation Mozaik, and I sat for hours thinking about what I can to do. My mom came to my room and she told me that I can to do anything what I want. Her words of encouraging me were not to be afraid of life, to be brave and take a risk to life. I looked her in her eyes, and they were full of tears. I know she was never given the opportunity which were coming my way. That is when I decided to take the challenge for her as much as for me. I realized that I need to change the way I think about jobs, about succeeds, my views on employed and opportunities, my expectation that someone will just give me a job. I realized that I'm responsible for myself and that I'm the only person who can make a change in my life and consequently to life of my family. This is the moment when I decide to take action and create my own destiny. So when Mozaik invited me again, I accepted. It's still terrifying, but I had Mozaik sports. I had people who were there to give me advice and who told me it's okay to fall. My mom, my inspiration, is a fighter. She finished a primary school. She does not have a day of work experience, and she over 40. She could never find a job. She could never pay for her health and pension insurance. I was thinking how many women are in the similar situation like my mother. How many women are completely invisible to the system and unprotected from it. I decided that I want to help women like my mom. I want to help these women to become financially independent, to feel capable, good about themselves, to enjoy their life, to be able to afford their own vacation, to buy themselves clothes or shoes without having to spend hours and hours explaining to anyone why they're needed. I decide I will ensure they get the respect they desire and opportunity to provide for themselves and their families. We have 5 women employed in Zvornik now and plans to expand our business and to employ 555 women all over Bosnia, and then to expand our business all over region. From Mozaik, I get investment to test my idea and start a business. However, the money was important, but even more important was they had my back during my development. They were providing support to overcome challenge. For example, I could not expand myself. I asked Mozaik for advice and asked for support. I got to speak with a person who understands what it means to sell cleaning services in a small city. I got exactly what I need, and that moment I moved forward. Not a high profit mentor from my internship company, but a person who won't understand the specifically of a businesses like mine. With COVID-19, we had to modify our business model. We introduced disinfection of public space. It was a new challenge and a great responsibility, but we were ready to take it. We were ready because I learned to trust in myself and to trust that I can do anything. I also trust my peers who are around me, that they will be there to support me. Another social business creates protective suites for my employees. When I have an issues, I have a safety network of people who are there to understand what I am facing and to help me find solution. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamara. And thank you also for phrasing it this way. Although Tamara's business is one of the businesses in Mozaik's portfolio of social businesses, how Tamara says, it's not only about finances, although finances are important, but it's more about support and network that you get and this is coming mostly from your peers and other people. And quite often, even if Mozaik created this ecosystem, we are not the one that in fact need to make these connections anymore. They are creating by themselves. The story now Tamara has a business with 5 employed people, so it means 5 salaries plus Tamara plus positive image of what does it mean to be a woman over 40 who is employed for the first time in her life, and what does it really mean for all gender equality and women empowerment in a small community in Bosnia and Herzegovina. So on another hand, Tamara is inspiring people all around, young women all around Bosnia and Herzegovina, what can be done and why they should trust in themselves and then turn to resources that are available instead of sitting and waiting for, I don't know, is it government or Mozaik or whoever to come and save you. Thank you, Tamara, for sharing, and I'm sure that we will hear more great stories about Superwoman.
Thank you.
Our second social entrepreneur is Lidija. Lidija joined us later. When she joined us, she knew that she's an entrepreneur, so her story is a bit different than Tamara's one. And her business is the favorite business of my son among 62 that we are operating. He loves Teta Pričalica. So Lidija, floor is yours. It's really, I'm looking forward to hear your story.
Hello to everyone. I'm Lidija Sejdinović. I'm very thankful and happy because I have opportunity to share my story with you and hopefully maybe inspire someone. I'm the founder of company Teta Pričalica. In translation, that would be Aunt of Tales LCC. And it's a social business from Bosnia and Herzegovina that gives 51% of its profits back to the community. And this small company is educational and creative center for children, for young people, for their parents. I have 2 colleagues. One is teacher, other one is social worker. And we together empower our users to learn through play, discover their talents, and develop lifelong skills. And our main goal is to provide to our beneficiaries quality non-formal education. And I dreamt about this center before 4 years ago when I held my first workshops for children, and I carefully tested whether people in my community needed those services. And that time I had a secure job as a proofreader, but I wasn't satisfied with my job. That job brought me solid salary, but at the same time exhausted me, made me anxious, and locked me in a routine that didn't suit me because I'm emotional and dynamic person, and I was sitting and reading some boring text whole day. And at that time, I also was young mother of a 3-year-old child, and I had another baby on the way. And I didn't want to set a wrong example for my children. I just wanted to be a different person. And people around me at that time didn't believe that's wise idea for one young mother, one pregnant woman to start their own business, to just to deal with some unsecure situation. But I was very persistent, and I had most important is to say is that I had a big support of my husband, of my mother, and few close friends who really knew me and believe in my ideas. So I went to one business academy because by profession I'm librarian, and I didn't know anything about economy, about starting business, leading it. And I went during week to my old job, breastfeeding, take care of my children, and during weekends I go to education, during nights I wrote business plan. And I had enough energy to learn, but there were some obstacles that I couldn't pass by myself, because at that time I didn't have enough money, and I didn't have enough help during the workshops that I organized. I didn't have colleagues because I couldn't pay it. I couldn't develop my idea. And after 2 or 3 years, and after a few projects, I discovered Foundation Mozaik, and I applied in Onets, that digital platform that we mentioned before. And after several talks, we decided to have partnership and to co-found Teta Pričalica. And that was opportunity to live my dream. I had clear vision how my center is going to look like and which services we will bring to our local community. And now I have that support I needed. I want to say today that entrepreneurship isn't easy. It isn't easy in Bosnia and Herzegovina or anywhere else. But I learned that if you have good support, if you are ready to learn a lot every day, and to believe that every problem, every obstacles have solution with enough strength, creativity, and relying on others when it's needed, everything is possible. Important is also awareness that that there is existing one ecosystem, one system in Bosnia and Herzegovina that is founded by Foundation Mozaik, when we can, when young people can meet each other, talk about their problems, talk about their ideas, and make one network, support each other, find another partners, and that our growth can be easier and faster. And that's my experience with Foundation Mozaik. It's nice experience. It's nice feeling that I don't have to call them all the time, but I know that when I need them, they are here.
Thank you, Lidija. Thank you for such a nice closing words, because that was one of the biggest learnings for us. When we wanted to support social entrepreneurs, ours was first, we will develop curriculum, and we still have this curriculum. It has 28 different modules. Unfortunately, poor Tamara had to pass most of them. But in fact, for real entrepreneur, passing to 28 modules, it's waste of time. They need something quickly, and they need this now. They don't need this in 3 months. And then the idea that we, as a Mozaik of any other supporter of an ecosystem, is the one that can always address all the questions. In fact, it's the beginning of a hell, because there is no way that someone will be able to address all the issues. So the only way to build an ecosystem is to build meaningful partnership. And I think this what Koç University, Koç Foundation, TED University, Impact Hub in Istanbul, Ashoka, Turkey, and a few developmental agencies, what they are trying to do in Turkey, it's exactly that, building meaningful partnership and then giving to social entrepreneurs what they need when they need it. So Shachil, that's it from Bosnia. And we would be happy to ask, most of them are in Turkish. So if you can help us a bit.
Yes, I'll make sure you understand them in English. So thank you for sharing your experiences. I'm sure our participants from Turkey are also happy to know about your experiences. And I can start with a question to you, Vesna. How does Mozaik Foundation build the trust relationship between the social entrepreneur and between the grant giver or the investor? That's the first question.
And that's a great question, and I'm really happy that someone asked this, because trust is a secret ingredient that everyone forgets, and it's always about trust, and it's more about trust than about money, mentors, curriculum, programs, and building trust is the most difficult. And when we build the trust, we said that there is and we think a lot about this. And there is like triangle, how we are trying to build this trust. And trust first starts with creating clear processes that you create together with them, and then you don't change it because you want them different. And this is first step, and it's really difficult. Developing every business plan with every entrepreneur and developing program of support, it's always developed together with an entrepreneur. And it's always based, it's fair. And this is really difficult because it requires that when we want to have 90 registered businesses this year, that probably we will have 90 parallel processes because we are speaking with 90 different people. And it's extremely difficult. But I would say the first one, it's about processes. A second one, it's about putting clear results. We are in this together because we want to achieve this. Do we agree on this? And those results become our results, not results of some social entrepreneur there, nor feeling Mozaik internal results, but those are our results. And then whatever type of support you need to achieve those results, you can count on us. When I say on us, I don't think about Vesna will come and with a magic stick resolve all your issues, but there is a trust that when you need something, you will come here and you will get it. We will give our best for you to get it. And then a third one, it's building all other types of relationship. Mozaik in last 3 years signed 137 different memorandums of understanding. Why? If Lydia comes and asks us, oh, I need a marketing campaign and I need this to be seen on every TV station, we don't know how to respond to this. But this is why we build a partnership with universities, with media, with private companies, and then we tell them, one day, Lydia, one entrepreneur will come and we'll have a question that you know the answer. Would you like to join us? Would you like to respond to this question to Lydia? And most of them say yes. So building relationship within the ecosystem so that we are aware that we are following our own goals. We don't have always the same goals. A bank in Bosnia, and on the third webinar we will speak about something about Sparkasse, for example. Bank in Bosnia don't have a goal as Mozaik has to build a new generation of role models. They have different goals. They have a goal to give satisfaction to their employees. How you give satisfaction to your employees? You give them chance to mentor a social entrepreneur. And then we will make it happen. And then Lydia will benefit from that process. So build clear processes and follow them together with entrepreneurs, put joint results, and then provide all support that they can count, that you will back them up, and build meaningful partnerships with other relationships with other elements within the ecosystem. I would say that this is the key how in fact you build trust.
Thank you, Vesna. Yeah, that's a great answer. And the second question was about the actors, the actors and how could they be involved in the process of this ecosystem and to your online platform. And And there is also one question that how do, for instance, an investor connects with the social entrepreneur? Do they directly talk to each other, or is it more like you matchmaking them and making the process easier?
Usually, so what we agreed with all possible investors in Bosnia, and there are unfortunately not so many, that they can come and for free publish their calls. And we make sure that every single one of them comes to the inbox of the right person, because we know what are their developmental stage, where they are, who is looking for this. So we behave in this identifying phase, we behave like a great pipeline. We are really more than happy if investor approach Lidija without us even knowing this. But why we have created a community that Lidija will read about his offer. Lidija will approach to them and they will make a deal. And Mozaik doesn't even have to know about it. This is, however, when they write a contract, if Tamara or Lidija need support that there is a legal issue and I would love so few lawyers to check this contract, she can come to our community, ask this question, and we will find not one, but 3 lawyers to read this and to advise her, and then she will make her own decision. So you also have this online community. Anyone, what I think it's a goal, and you have really strong partners, Koç University, TED University, Ashoka, Turkey, it's globally recognized. So if any one of you make sure that investors in Turkey who are looking for entrepreneurs, and I would always say there is more money, there is a bigger need for good entrepreneurs than need for money. If you make sure that they come and publish their calls and their terms into your community, and then social entrepreneurs will come because they will know this is a place where they can learn about new opportunities, and then let them connect. But make sure that if social entrepreneur need 3rd or 4th information to make a good decision, if entrepreneur needs someone to speak with another entrepreneur who was already speaking to that investor, ecosystem should provide those opportunities. Did I respond to it?
Yes, thank you. I think this was very clear. And one other question is to Tamara. Did you, when you connect to Mozaik and to the online community, did you already have an idea, or it was more of a potential? And how is it possible? Is it possible also to go and become a member of the ecosystem without a concrete idea?
I didn't have an idea. I did not want to be entrepreneur. I so hate to be entrepreneur. And in that proceed, I talked with people from Mozaik Foundation, and for this business, inspiration was my mother. And when I want to expand this idea, I talked with the people from Mozaik Foundation, and they helped me to start this business.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And we have a question from a researcher in Turkey, and she said, "Thank you for your inspirational informations." And I think this is for Vesna. How do you include universities in the process? How do you develop a relationship, especially?
We have great connections with several universities, and then the most natural partners were those who have a small incubation program or entrepreneurial program within their curriculum. And then how partnership goes. They take their curriculum and they build business ideas within their classrooms or within their incubation program. And then Mozaik comes at the end as an investor only. So we come and we said, what is the best idea of this year? And then if this idea has a social impact, Mozaik invests into this. So I would say that this partnership, it's natural. On another hand, when they get to know us and when they get to know that, in fact, we have 33,000 registered members who are interested in either entrepreneurship or activism, universities usually see us as a great pool for their research, and we are always more than happy to support it. So we would be happy if many young people from universities would come to us and make research on different things, starting with what are the values of an entrepreneur and ending with what is the survival rate and why survival rate is at 88%. And then we are really happy to share our data, and we have data analysts, and then to share our data to disseminate, respecting GDPR, of course. But they can have like a questionnaire, and then Senka, who is our community builder, and Sima knows to do the same. She's community builder in your online community. She can identify, you need to speak with young people from rural areas of this age with that experience. And then we don't send the questionnaire to the general public, but we specifically target those that in fact this researcher needs. And I think that it goes quite easy. Finally, what is important that universities are helping a lot with building role models. There is one role model in telling a story, but it's even better role model is telling a story, it's backed up by research. So I think that universities are really crucial element in an ecosystem if used well. Mm-hmm.
Your voice was unstable, so I couldn't hear your last words, but thank you.
Last words was that universities are crucial element of an ecosystem, and whoever is trying to build this backbone has to find this value proposition for universities to get involved.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure it will be sufficient, but if not, please, Özlem Hanım, write down additional questions. We have two questions from social entrepreneurs, one from Dilek Hanım and one from Gülru Hanım. They said, does Vesna have some suggestions? We try to find investors, but we cannot reach them. Do you have some suggestions for them? Like before giving the floor to you, I can say that you can use the Açık Açık platform, which is done by together with Tab Bank and Ashoka Turkey. They opened this platform, which is a concrete platform to connect the investors with the entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs. And so you can also connect to Turkey Social Entrepreneurship Network. We also, in the upcoming months and years, we are going to work on developing the private sector and investor sector more. So this was like in brackets and your suggestions.
What is happening now that once when we had social entrepreneurs always think that they need to look for an investors, and of course they do. However, investors are looking even more for social entrepreneurs than entrepreneurs are looking for investors. If social entrepreneurs start to gather on one place, and is this Ashik, because Ashik also exists in our language. It looks like Tinder matching platform. So if this platform or your social entrepreneurship platform, if you have many social entrepreneurs gathering on one place, investors will come. Trust me. They have more money. There is more money outside than good ideas. So I would say that always gather together, make platform where you will exchange. Investors will come. They are searching for you much more than you are searching for them. And the second, this is like small contribution that we might have, and when we discussed about these seminars with Ashoka and Koch, on the third webinar, we will try to bring FC from Turkey, who are FC supporting social entrepreneurship on Balkans. We will have someone from FC, this is Finance in Motion and European Fund for Southeastern Europe. We would love to have them on board so that they can share how they support social entrepreneurs on Balkan, and hopefully someone from Turkey would have the similar idea how things can be done.
Thank you. We are a little bit over our time, but I mean, it's going really great, and there's a lot of very good questions. Maybe I can take one other question, and then we'll finish it, and we have a website, you know, sosyalgirişimciliği.org for the Turkish participants. You can ask your questions over there as well, and Vesna will also, you can also directly mail to Vesna. Thank you for sharing your email at the chat.
It's much better if they ask them in English on your platform. I'll be happy to respond, then everyone can read it. If I respond to email, then this is just between two people. I would be really happy. Sima can send it to me. I will be really happy to respond.
Great. For every webinar that we are going to do, we'll have a separate page, and so that the conversations and the connections will continue over there. So this is the goal of the platform, that it will continue, not will stay on this webinar. And for also information, the webinar will be is recorded and will be uploaded on the platform as well, so that you can share it with other people for other. For the last question, I'd like to ask you a Ömer-based question, which is, how do you see collaborations with private sector and public sector and NGOs in Turkey? And do you also look for experts from Turkey who are willing to help you out in your work in Bosnia?
When we started to develop this, we wanted to make everything in English, but then it just didn't work. We have this idea that everyone speaks English. Unfortunately, that's not true. So due to that fact, we were forced to develop ecosystem on our language within our, so in our state. We have great cooperation with the public sector. 49 municipalities are giving money to Mozaik to support Lidija, Tamara, and other entrepreneurs. So that, among other things, they are also giving money. I just put giving money like the ultimate support they want to do. We have a support for businesses. With them, we don't look for money, because money from businesses, you will get 20,000 this year and then maybe never again. With the businesses, we negotiate that they provide answers on a platform. So the same platform, the Social on your platform, we invite private businesses to come and to respond on questions. So when social entrepreneur has a question like, is this contract good? Tomorrow I will have an inspection in my business, and they post it. Platform sends an email to several lawyers in a private companies, and they come and respond, and they put their own templates. This is how we build relationship with the private sector. I think it's much more important to have them as advisors and mentors and consultants and tutors than them as giving you money. Regarding Turkey, we always have some funds, and we are always willing to send some of our social entrepreneurs on a study visit to Turkey. For this, we are looking for good partners, because when Tamara if we have funds to send Tamara to Turkey, we would love her to speak with someone who is her peer, but just few years ahead. So we need a company that is doing cleaning service successfully in Turkey, has some tips and tricks, so that when this investment, that one is money that we will send Tamara there, but more important, it's this cost of Tamara not being here with her business. If entrepreneur and founder is not with his or her business for 1 or 2 weeks, there is a huge chance that it will fail. So sending Tamara there needs to have really strong return on investment. If you ever, because I know that we also have business support organization, if you have a social businesses that you think are good examples, please write to your community, and Sima will send me an email, and I'm sure that we can make connection. They can meet online, and then even we can organize offline visits. I'm not sure, did I answer, but
I think it was a great answer. And Ömer Bey, if you like some more specific connections or ideas, you can write down Vesna in English, so that she will help you.
Even in Turkish on your community will work. There is Google Translate. Yeah. We will. I just need Sima. I just need someone to tell me that this question is for me.
Great, thank you. And it was a lovely time with you, and I thank you for all of three of you giving such a good insight and share what your experiences are in Bosnia. So not to keep everyone in the system, I'll make another hour. It will be great, but I think we should stop here and continue at the online platform at sosyalgirişimciliğağı.org. And I'd like to thank our panelists and our interpreters. And for the next webinar, it's going to be on 18th of June. Vesna already told that it's together with Talk, a youth organization in Turkey, and they are applying the youth bank model as a way to promote young and empowerment and social entrepreneurship. And this is going to be our team, and we all expect you on the 18th of June as well. And for the ones who are not a member of the Social Entrepreneurship Network .org, please do so so that we can continue our conversations and sharing information and knowledge and inspiration over there too. And I think that was all from us, and thank you for coming. And before we go, do you have any additional words to say to our community?
Just to thank you for being with us and staying 13 minutes longer, and please rely on yourself and turn to each other. And now you have online tools that can make it really easy. Just use it.
Thank you. Thank you, and hope to see you in the next webinar. Have a great day and have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.